You have to know what pitch is great, is good, average, and is bad for you. I'd say this to my daughters all the time when they come out and they want to pitch. I'm telling them what to fix. Oh, your back leg did this. Oh, your glove's doing this. They're hearing it, we're working on it, but at the same time, there has to be something about being athletic and being a pitcher. I would love my daughters to have 85% good mechanics, but they know how to get you out. Your mechanics are going to give you your speed. You got to have some spin, and then you got to know how to get batters to do what you want them to do with your ball. You control your spin, you control the game. So you've got to be able to be a pitcher, and you will win so many more ball games. Hi, my name is Jamie Southern. Welcome to the Weekly Dose. This month we are talking about how to get batters out. Now, if you've been with me from the start of this in January, we discussed the first kind of week's topic was knowing who you are as a pitcher and knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses. This kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about today, but I'm going to get you some more information on how to quantify who you are as a pitcher. So in January, we talked about your strengths and your weaknesses, being able to say, this pitch helps me, this pitch hurts me, this pitch is a setup pitch. It is very important to know who you are, but it's also important to know who you are in a game. So the workout of the week for January's topic was to throw every single pitch that you throw in a game 10 times and to see how consistent you are and how good of your break. Like out of 10, my curveball curves 8 times, or all that goes with that in the practice. But we know come game time, things can change. I might have a pitcher who throws in practice a D1 rise ball. I call them D1 rise balls because they are so good. But in a game, it might not be, because fear kind of catches up with them. They just end up throwing it higher because they just got to get it up there. And so it can change. So who you are during the week might change who you are on Sunday. So when I was watching the College World Series, I noticed that pitchers, they know who they are. Like you can say, okay, the UCLA pitcher, and you're like, well, she threw rise balls, she threw a really good changeup. You know who she is. You know what she has. So do the other team and the batters. And they're still great pitchers because they have great movement and great spots. We've also seen the other end where Oklahoma's hit 6 home runs in a game because some of the pitches were not probably where they should have been, depending on the batter. They could have been a good location for most hitters, but certain hitters that come up, we have to make sure that we adjust to them and their greatness. Like, there are great hitters out there, and we need to respect them and find a way to still beat them. So we can't just kind of say, well, this is where I throw my great screwballs. My great screwballs to batter A is going to be different than the other batters. So when I was watching, I'm thinking, gosh, it would be great if we talked about knowing if you had great pitches, good pitches, average pitches, and bad pitches. And so I started to think, I'm like, what classifies a great pitch? If you have a great pitch, you have a pitch that gets you swings and misses. So I may throw my rise ball and they swing and miss completely. That's a great rise ball. I may have a curveball that gets swings and misses. That's a great curveball. Now, if I throw a rise ball and it gives me foul balls, it is good. It's a good pitch. That's what we're supposed to do, is to get strikes. Foul balls are strikes. So it's helping me. It's good. I throw a drop ball and it spins enough where I'm getting foul balls, like they're just fouling it back to the catcher. It's a good pitch. So then we have average pitches. An average pitch is my drop ball gives me a ground ball. That's what it's supposed to do. When we're taught a drop ball, what do we tell our pitchers? We say, listen, we want you to just produce ground balls. Let your defense get them out. And a ground ball is an easy out. Or a rise ball. What are you supposed to get with your rise balls? Pop-ups. That's good. That's an average. That's average pitch. So then we have the bad pitches. A hard hit ball. So I'm throwing my screwball and it's just getting lined to left center field. That's bad. It's not helping me. The championship game, game 2, we saw Jordy Ball get hit pretty hard in that first inning. Her outfielders made some fabulous snags, deep outfield. So were they good pitches, bad pitches? They hit her pretty hard. It's a bad pitch. It could have been a great spot, but it was bad for that batter. So don't be confused with, well, my outfielder ran down into center field and snagged the ball at the fence. So that was an out. That must have been a good pitch. It was a pop-up. No, that was hit pretty hard. It's still a bad pitch. So I want you to really question your pitches in a game. Do I have a great pitch? Do I have a pitch that gets me swings and misses? Do I have a pitch that gives me foul balls so I could get 0-2 because I get foul balls, like I get miss hits? We have to know which pitch produces what for us so that we can use our good pitches, our foul ball pitches, as setups to our great pitches that gets us swings and misses. We may need to throw our average pitch in a full count that is gonna get me a ground ball versus a foul tip. We know that some batters will foul something off 6, 7, 8 times. We gotta then go for our great pitch. We gotta go for our average pitch. Just hit it down already, pop them up already. You have to know what pitch is great, is good, average, and is bad for you. I remember I used to have some of my lessons would come after tournaments and I said, well, what did they hit the most? What got hit hard? They'd say, oh, my screwball. Or I only threw my rise ball once. They would give us this feedback, but we need this feedback. You know who you are. Parents, you can help your pitchers to say, gosh, that pitch gets you a ton of foul balls, and maybe you don't get swings and misses now, big deal. Do you get foul balls? Do you have a good pitch? Now you can take it to your lessons and to your instructors to say, listen, this is a great pitch for me in a game. And these pitches are both average. I need to get one of my average pitches to be good. So can we really commit to working on one of them? Because I need more foul balls. Does that make sense? We have to know who we are in a game so then we can strategize to get the batters out. Most of the time, you don't know the batter's weakness. In tournament ball, you guys don't have book on them. You might have faced a certain team, so you kind of get to know who can and can't hit a changeup or a rise ball. But it's hard to remember everybody. So you guys have to go with your strengths and your weaknesses, know what to pitch them according to who you are. I am always going to challenge a batter with my strength, even if it's their strength, and I'm going to say, I think my strength is better than yours, and I'm going to try it. And then if they beat me, I'm going to respect that, and I might throw something else, right? But you have to know, if this is a great pitch for you, you should be able to throw it to almost any batter. And you have to know when to throw it. Do I get ahead with it? And then do I strike them out with it? Maybe I'm going to get ahead with my strength. And then I'm going to go with my good pitches and get maybe a foul ball. And then I'm going to go back with my strength. Or maybe just another good pitch to set them up. So let's utilize your good pitches as your setup pitches for your great. Now, if you're like, I just really don't have any great pitches yet, that's something to continue to strive for. You need to have a great pitch. It's great if you eventually have 2 great pitches or 3. That's what college coaches are looking for. They're looking for, do they have 2 great pitches and a changeup, a good changeup, a great changeup? If you have 3 things that you can offer, you're going to hold the batters accountable on 2 different planes. Maybe it's rise drop, or maybe it's a great curveball and a great rise ball, and you have a good to great change, you are going to be in a great position to be successful. That's what college coaches are looking for. They are coming to watch you. They are coming to see who you are as a pitcher. If they see a lot of hodgepodge, and I call hodgepodge, well, I threw one up. They didn't swing at my rise ball because it's not that good. And then I have, my curveball, it gets some ground outs, but it's not getting... You're just throwing everything, and nothing is getting you those swings and misses. Nothing is like being like, whoa, that's a great pitch. She's got a great pitch. You want them to walk away knowing who you are as a pitcher and how you utilize it, and then they see you being successful with that. That is your goal. If you are that young high school range where you're getting ready to be into those tournaments, the college coaches are going to start to come, that's what you have to strive for. That's what you have to work for if playing college is your goal. Now, if you're just starting off, you may have fastball that you throw outside that gets you swings and misses. Great, you know where to place it. You don't miss your spot. You're getting swings as you're putting it there. That's a great pitch. Are you getting swings and misses on your changeup? Is it a good changeup? They hit it, but they don't hit it hard. Is it an average changeup? That's what you're supposed to do, is to keep them off balance, get a weak ground ball. So I challenge you this week or weekend to really look at who you are in a game. What do you produce? If your coach or your parents said, well, what do you get with your drop ball? And you say, well, I get ground balls. Great, average pitch. What about your rise ball? You're like, well, I get foul balls. Okay, you have a good rise ball. Does that make sense? So now you kind of get to know and kind of grade your pitches a little bit better in the game. The workout of the week is going to be so important. It's going to be a sheet, and I'm telling you now, it's going to be a sheet that parents or coaches or other pitchers that are in the dugout can help. You guys can do it for each other and kind of chart to say, tally, I threw a rise ball, it was a foul tip, or it was a bad pitch. The more info that you can get, the better you are going to move forward. And that it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to look at the tally to be like, oh man, they hit that hard. Well, what are they hitting? Oh, they're hitting my curveball really hard. Okay, so take that back to your pitching coach and tell them, this is getting hit hard. Why? Because I obviously have movement. Maybe it's where I'm starting it, Those are those questions. So when you have information, you have that data, then you can go forward and get better with it. So be on the lookout for that, okay? Make sure you subscribe. I'm telling you, I'm giving you key information that's going to help you be a better pitcher than just throwing your pitches. There's hundreds of D1 pitchers out there. There's hundreds of them. What makes them play at the World Series? Because the pitchers know how to pitch. They know how to get batters out. There was one pitcher at the World Series, I'm like, gosh, how is she so successful? It just doesn't look like she has a lot of great stuff, but she knows how to use it. I could pinpoint you a few of the pitchers this weekend that mechanics are not great, like bad mechanics even, but they know how to be a pitcher. And that is the most important part, is if you can pitch and still be healthy, your mechanics have to be like 85% correct. Like, we strive to have perfect mechanics, but that's not what makes a great pitcher. So if you put all your focus on perfecting your mechanics, you're missing out on what it takes to be a pitcher. Okay? I'd say this to my daughters all the time when they come out and they want to pitch with me and whatever. Trust me, I'm telling them what to fix. Your back leg did this. Your glove's doing this. They're hearing it. We're working on it. But at the same time, there has to be something about being athletic and being a pitcher. I would love my daughters to have 85% good mechanics, but they know how to get you out. And that is more important. So focus on good spin, movement. Your mechanics are going to give you your speed. You got to have some spin, and then you got to know how to get batters to do what you want them to do with your ball. Do you want pop-ups? Then spin the rise ball. Do you want ground balls? Are your defense is knockout dead good? Let them hit ground balls, field it, get them out. You control the game. You control your spin, you control the game. So you've got to be able to be a pitcher, and you will win so many more ball games. So look out for the workout of the week, and I will see you guys next week.